See if I can get some of these pictures for you guys. It's hard to... I zoomed all the way in. full house. Look at the parking lot.
Attention, can I have all faculty and staff and board members please meet by the bell? All faculty and staff and board members, please meet by the bell.
Staff?
Test.
Testing, testing.
Good morning and welcome to the 164th Annual Commencement Ceremony of Dunkirk High School.
Buenos días y bienvenido a la 164 ceremonia de graduación de la Escuela Secundaria de Dunkirk.
As a friendly reminder, I ask that you please silence your cell phones out of respect for the graduating class of 2022.
Un recordatorio amable que por favor ponga en silencio sus celulares como respeto a la clase graduanda del 2022.
Now please rise and remain standing for the posting of colors by Dunkirk's JROTC Color Guard.
Ahora por favor pónganse de pie y manténgase de pie para publicar los colores del JROTC de Dunkirk.
And for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Sebastian de Gaulier, followed by the performance of our national anthem by Michaela Passer.
Y para el juramento a la bandera por Sebastian de Gaulier, seguido por la presentación del himno nacional por Michaela Passer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Excellent. Thank you.
Please be seated.
Por favor, tomen sus asientos.
Welcome,
Bienvenidos a los
members of the Board of Education, Superintendent Mr. Michael Mansfield, Secondary Principal Ms. Rebecca Farwell, High School Principal Mr. Joshua Tadone, faculty and staff, parents and family members, and members of the Dunkirk High School class of 2022. A special welcome back to campus to our P-TECH students,
un bienvenido de nuevo al campus a nuestros estudiantes de P-TECH.
Stephen Zentz, Michael Gugino, Charles Scott, Michael Sanchez, Ryan Wills, and Dominic Morris. As well as all of our students who attended BOCES.
También a nuestros estudiantes que asistieron.
I would like to thank the people who made today's ceremony possible. Thank you to Ms. Janine Van Way for helping to organize this event.
Gracias a la señora Jean Van Way por ayudar a organizar este evento.
Thank you, Ms. Miriam Lugo Alfaro, for assisting in translation so that all of our families can enjoy.
Gracias a la señora Miriam Lugo Alfaro por asistir en la traducción para que todas nuestras familias puedan disfrutar.
Thank you to the volunteers,
Gracias a los voluntarios,
board members,
miembros de la Junta,
custodial staff,
personal de limpieza,
counseling department,
departamento de consejería,
support staff,
personal de apoyo,
administration,
administración,
and faculty and staff
miembros de la facultad y personal,
who all worked hard to bring this event together.
los cuales trabajaron arduamente para traer este evento.
Finally,
Finalmente,
a huge thank you to your class advisors, Ms. Charmaine Moreland and Ms. Stephanie Wisniewski.
una gracia inmensa a sus consejeras de su clase, la señora Charmaine Moreland y la señora Stephanie Wisniewski,
For all that you have done for this class,
por todo lo que han hecho por esta clase,
the amount of time and effort they have spent on fundraising,
por todo el tiempo y esfuerzo en recaudación de fondos,
planning,
planificación,
advising, and chaperoning
aconsejando y sirviendo de acompañantes,
is remarkable.
es extraordinario.
You are all lucky to have these two ladies at the helm.
Tienen suerte en tener estas dos señoras al timón.
Please join me in giving them a well-deserved round of applause.
Acompáñame en darle un fuerte aplauso merecido.
I met our graduates when they were in my seventh grade health class.
Yo conocí a los graduados cuando estaban en séptimo grado de la clase de salud.
I had the rare experience of following a class
Tuve la rara experiencia de seguir una clase
through both their middle and high school years.
a través de sus años escolares de la intermedia y la secundaria.
Just like your parents,
Igual a sus padres,
I knew you when you were at your squirreliest,
los conocí en sus tiempos más loquitos
and I still love you.
y todavía los amo. En este momento voy a dejar de traducir. Esta parte es dedicada a los graduados.
Your journey to get to where you are today was full of challenges. During your freshman year, you lost a classmate, and for many of you, a close friend. I ask that you join me in a moment of silence in honor of a beloved member of our district gone too soon, Ms. Jafrina Brown. Thank you. 1 year after this tragic loss, we were hit with a situation we could have never imagined when COVID-19 rocked our world. We all know the strain and challenge this put on being a student and the social emotional stress this caused us all. But 2 years later, here you are. You persevered. As you go through life, you are going to face similar challenges and adversity. I challenge you to reflect on what you have already overcome and remember happy days like today, and know that with hard work and determination, there will always be an opportunity to celebrate. So let's reflect on some of the great things that you did here at Dunkirk High School. In sports, our baseball team was led by a group of seniors, including Javi DeJesus, Nick Zatorsky, Marcel Carter, Scotty Korzensky, Bryson Travis, Jack Lansky, Jay Orsini, Nate Pekulski, and Alex Alstrom, who not only won a tournament championship in Myrtle Beach, but what also was part of a historic, highly publicized win when Coach Frank Jagoda broke the school record for career wins. They were also responsible for a thrilling win against rival Fredonia. In boys tennis, Ryan Wills was Chautauqua County Athletic Association singles champion last year and runner-up this year. Ryan was a quarterfinalist at sectionals the past 2 years. In swimming, Steven Zentz was part of a relay team that broke 2 school records this year. And in soccer, Ashton Witkowski completed a successful career as our school's goalkeeper with first team All-Star honors. In girls soccer, Chris Peedy asked me to mention his 4 seniors, including Summer Clark, who had 3 shutouts, Cece Donisi, who always played hard through injuries, Sierra Porpilla, who had her best season while also running cross country, and Tachi Garcia, who scored a huge goal in playoffs. In girls softball, Jama Pacheco was a team captain and pitched her way to a Chautauqua County Athletic Association first team All-Star spot. In art, we all had the pleasure of passing by Madison DeSalle's beautiful mural outside of the nurse's office on a daily basis. Madison joins a handful of students draped in special stoles due to their achievement in the arts, including Suhey Colon Rivera, Genesis Vasquez, Nora Hodson, Natalie Norton, Edgar Jael Soto, Paige Mullen, Jari Vasquez, Enisha Osorio, Christina White, and Angelo Zappi. In music, we were treated to a beautifully executed performance of Beauty and the Beast. A large part of that show's success was because of the efforts and performances by seniors Matthew Levan, McKenna Schulenberg, Olivia Carmona, Caden Leader, and Tiana Warrior. Matt Levan and Gwen Skelly earned a coveted seat in the Chautauqua County Music Teachers Music Festival. And in foreign language, Caitlin Howard, Abdiel Rodriguez Rivera, Edgar Jael Soto, Kateria Martinez, and McKenna Schulenberg earned the New York State Seal of Biliteracy this year. I was lucky enough to experience many of the great events your advisors put together for you. It was a blast watching the chains of 6 to 7 tubes hooked together as you navigated through the snow of Peak and Peak on the annual senior tubing trip. It was exciting to see you dressed formally at the prom. What a great rap performance we were treated to as well. Who can forget the jousting, dodgeball, laser tag, ropes course, and high-flying action on the trampolines at Urban Air? I will admit that it brought a tear to my eye watching you parade through the elementary buildings as the younger students looked at you with admiration. I hope you were able to build a bond with a faculty member during our Adopt a Senior program. I will abuse my position as MC to give a special shout out to my 3 adopted daughters, Sammy Rivas, Sierra Torres, and Jari Vasquez. Thank you for all of the laughs and great memories, ladies. Next year just won't be the same without you. Some things I won't soon forget: daily hugs from Erica Acevedo, Jamari Terry, Julio De Leon, and Angie Figueroa. My good helpers, Kenny Acosta and Kira Zayas de Jesus. Reggie Brent dancing like no one is watching. KFC stories with Charles Carlson. Javi de Jesus, Jack Lansky, Bryson Travis, Jay Sean Kauser, Chris Torres, and Nick Thompson taking up residence in the gym. Daily harassment from Nick Zatorsky, Alex Alstrom, Summer Clark, and Paige Mullen. Rap sessions with Juju Fred and George Morales. Destroying Jordan LaSalle and Ange Zappi in the Joust. Workouts with Andre Mendez and Josh Montez. Blaming anything and everything that could go wrong in PE class on Tula Mistretta and Christina White. Reese's presents from Jamba Pacheco. Free gum from Derrickson Santana Padilla. Sebastian DeGolier's goofiness and occasional whining. Study hall chats with Maddie Pagan, Jackson Pensek, and Zinnia Szorek. Amarian Tell's kindness. And Sean Vetter begging to come to 8th period PE every single day. Nora Hodson being mean to me. And last but not least, Tachi Garcia saying goodbye when she's annoyed with me. There is a lot to love about the class of 2022. Heck, Tula Mistretta and Kenzie Genthner worked hard to earn the credits to skip a grade just to be a part of you. But the quality I personally love the most about this class is how close you are. It's sad to think that this is our last time all together, unless Tim Brown and Tachi Garcia invite us all to their wedding. Here is my challenge to you. You are all about to take different paths through life. Some of you will be off to serve our country. Some of you will be attending college or a trade school. And some of you will be diving into the workforce. No matter how near or far you are from each other, continue to support each other, cheer on and be proud of each other's success, reach out and offer a word of encouragement and support during those challenging times. Our society needs you now and in the future more than ever. push and challenge each other to make sure that the Dunkirk High School class of 2022 makes the positive impact on this world that I know you are capable of. I want to conclude by saying thank you. You are a class I am extremely close to. It was an honor to be asked to fill this role today because you are so special to me. Thank you for making my job as an educator enjoyable and rewarding. Have fun and stay safe this summer as you celebrate this accomplishment, and don't forget to share all of the amazing things you do in this world with me and my colleagues. Thank you.
Gracias. En este momento va a introducir al señor Michael Mansfield, nuestro superintendente.
At this time, I would like to invite our superintendent, Mr. Michael Mansfield, up to the podium. Mr. Mansfield is completing his second year here at Dunkirk. He has been in education for over 26 years now, and he is using his knowledge and experience to move Dunkirk forward. Ladies and gentlemen, the superintendent of the Dunkirk City School District, Mr. Mansfield.
Thank you, Mr. Green. Good morning once again, and welcome once again to the 164th commencement exercises for Dunkirk High School. The word commence actually means to begin. So this ceremony today not only marks all your accomplishments in the end of your high school career, but it also marks the beginning of the next phase of your life. So I want to congratulate you on what you've accomplished. As Mr. Green said, as you move on, you're going to meet different people, different challenges, go different places. But I want you to know you will always have a home here in Dunkirk. You will always be Marauders. And I hope, it's my hope, that we have prepared you to do whatever it takes to be successful in life. Graduates, it is my distinct pleasure to be here with you and your loved ones today to celebrate all that you've accomplished to this point in your life and to congratulate you on what you have achieved so far. Congratulations, best of luck, and thank you.
This year's salutatorian is a young lady
Este año la salutatorian es una joven,
who is described by her teachers as hardworking,
es describida por sus maestros como una persona que trabaja duro,
respectful,
respetuosa,
responsible,
responsable,
driven,
motivada
and caring.
y cariñosa.
She will be attending Fredonia State this fall
Ella estará asistiendo a la Universidad de Fredonia este otoño
to study exercise science.
para estudiar exercise science.
It is my honor
Es mi honor
to introduce
presentar
this year's
la
salutatorian,
salutatorian de este año,
Ms. Natalie Norton.
señorita Natalie Norton.
And all the flowers are still intact. Congratulations. Speech is right there for you.
Welcome Board of Education members, faculty, staff, and family and friends who are here today in support of the class of 2022. If you know me, you know I was rather nervous when I found out I'd have to give a speech in front of the biggest crowd I've seen, so I planned to make this speech short and sweet, just like my 4 years at Dunkirk High School. I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone and speak to you all one last time. For starters, I am beyond proud of all of you guys sitting in front of me and honored to call you my friends. Growing up with you guys by my side has surely been an adventure I will never forget. The day has finally come, and I would like to recognize all of our hard work, commitment, and dedication we've put in to be here. Before I move on, I would also like to acknowledge someone very special that should have been sitting beside us today, Jafrina Brown. Now, I personally wasn't very close to Frina, beside when we played together on the middle school basketball team where I broke my wrist in a dog pile 5 minutes into the first game. However, I know she has touched the hearts of many and is a beautiful soul that deserves to be honored just as much as the rest of us. In honor of Frina and other loved ones who were lost too soon, I ask that you join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. To say I have been loved and lucky is an understatement. Every day I can confidently say I am surrounded by love. I would like to give a shout out to my parents in the stands who are my biggest supporters day in and day out. I owe it all to you. I would also like to shout out my brother, my boyfriend, my grandparents, my late Aunt Cindy, and my best friends who never failed to make me laugh. You guys have made high school worth it. Lastly, I would like to thank all of my teachers that I have been blessed to have formed a bond with. You all will have a special place in my heart forever. I was going to name names, but there's too many to count. But I cannot ignore two women in particular, Mrs. Gilmore and Mrs. Korzinski. Shout out to them for real. You guys are the best. All in all, we've endured some interesting times throughout the past 4 years. It feels like we were just freshmen at our first homecoming, awkwardly dancing the Cupid Shuffle just a couple months ago. To all the underclassmen out there, they weren't lying when they said time will fly. Enjoy the little moments and make memories while you can. And to the class of 2022, in the wise words of Post Malone, congratulations, we made it. And that's it.
This year's valedictorian. Oh, I'm sorry. Got a little ahead of myself there. With the parents of Natalie, Todd and Amber Norton, please stand and be recognized.
¿Podrán los padres de Natalie, Todd y Amber Norton, por favor, ponerse de pie para ser reconocidos?
This year's valedictorian is a young lady
Este año, la valedictorian es una joven
who is a member of the National Technical Honor Society
miembro del cuadro de honor nacional técnico
at Erie 2 BOCES,
en Erie 2 BOCES,
as well as our Dunkirk High School National Honor Society.
como igualmente es miembro del cuadro de honor de la escuela secundaria de Dunkirk.
She has volunteered countless hours of her time,
Ella ha dedicado numerosas horas al trabajo de voluntaria,
volunteering and giving back to her community.
siendo una voluntaria y dando para atrás a su comunidad.
She has completed several health courses through BOCES,
Ella ha completado varios cursos de salud a través de BOCES,
interned at the Chautauqua Center,
hizo horas de practicante en el Chautauqua Center.
and will be attending Jamestown Community College in the fall.
Ella estará asistiendo a Jamestown Community College en el otoño.
She plans on completing her studies at the University of Buffalo
Luego pasará a la Universidad de Buffalo para completar sus estudios
and then working as a neonatal nurse.
y luego para trabajar como una enfermera neonatal.
It is my honor
Es mi honor
to introduce
presentar
this year's valedictorian,
la valedictorian de este año,
Ms. Genesis Cosme.
señorita Genesis Cosme.
You know, I never understood how imagining the audience naked is supposed to make you less nervous. Honestly, I'm just uncomfortable right now. To get started, I would like to take a moment to say a little something to my parents in Spanish. So pretend like you know what I'm saying for a few minutes. I'm a bit sentimental, so if you hear me cry, don't mind me. A mis padres bellos y preciosos, esto va dedicado a ustedes, corto pero con mucho amor. Quise sacar este momento para darle las gracias a mis padres, Omar y Verónica Soto, por apoyarme y siempre querer en mí. A medida que ha pasado el tiempo y he ido creciendo, siempre han sido mi apoyo. A pesar de las circunstancias en mi vida, siempre han estado ahí para aconsejarme y apoyarme en lo que me proponga. Quizás el resto del discurso no lo van a entender mucho, aunque mi padre se gringo y dice, yes a todo y pretende saber lo que están diciendo. Pero saqué este tiempo, ¿verdad?, para ponerlo en alto porque mis logros son sus logros y es por ustedes que tengo los valores que tengo. Y por ustedes soy quien soy. Gracias a mis padres y a Dios, los amo mucho. Ahora sí vamos a dar el discurso. Now we'll begin with the speech. Good morning, class of 2022. Before I get started, I want to take a moment to thank those of you who have helped me to get to this podium today. First, I want to thank God, then my family, as well as the Dunkirk School Board members, Superintendent Mr. Mansfield, whom I have the opportunity to meet at the dinner at the Honors Night event, administration, Ms. Farwell, Mr. Hernandez, Mr. Chidone, my classmates, friends, and two class advisors, Ms. Moreland and Ms. Wisniewski. I would also like to thank the teachers at this wonderful school who have no hesitation about taking bribes, especially Mr. Ostrom. Just kidding, but aren't these teachers the best? Let's give them the round of applause. It's what they live for because we know they aren't in it for the money. All jokes aside, on behalf of the class of 2022, I would like to thank you all for joining us at our graduation ceremony. Our parents, teachers, friends, and family have all played a huge role by guiding us every step of the way. They've taught us the importance of having patience as we take our first steps into the big bad world of corporate America. Standing here today, I find myself experiencing numerous emotions. First, I am filled with a sense of happiness and accomplishment. My peers and I have put in much effort for the last couple of years into being able to stand here today and say that we've earned the right to stand here. It was not easy, and there were many times when I thought I would not reach this goal or make it to the finish line. But these struggles have only made this moment even better. I want to give a big congratulations to everyone, including myself, for being here today. The world we live in is plagued with many dangers. Ebola, ISIS, global warming, COVID, facial acne. And despite all the odds, we managed to graduate, so let's give us a round of applause. I don't know if it was just me, but on the first day of high school, I thought my lunch period was going to look like the Mean Girls movie. You know, where they always show the different groups. They're always the popular kids, the jocks, they're nerds, which, by the way, I would probably fit under that category. And so many other groups that I don't even know of. I mean, there was something. Let me tell you, it wasn't like that, to my surprise. It was actually quite a normal year. We were still adjusting to the new setting. But for the most part, we survived our first year. Sophomore year, well, it was very unique. COVID hit, and the next thing we knew, we were on lockdown and had to stay in our homes, which I didn't mind. But I did mind when they said we needed to pick up classwork from school to take home. Like, we're off from school, but we aren't off from school. Nevertheless, I believe that the highlight of the year was the fact that we didn't have to take our Regents exams. Am I right, class? Our junior year was mostly a blur. Many didn't even bother to come to school even though it was online. Hard times, man, hard times. Then the senior year came. Already by the beginning of the year, we were experiencing the symptoms of senioritis. As our friend Google describes it, the symptoms of senioritis include dropping grades, not completing assignments, procrastination, and loss of interest. Yeah, sounds about right. At the end of our career as students, we have many opportunities. Many of my classmates have secured admissions to the top universities in the country, such as myself. I have chosen to attend Jamestown Community College for nursing. Some of you have chosen an honorable and patriotic path of joining the forces, and many of you have chosen to go directly into the workforce. Whatever lies in our destiny, we all know that it's our time to take on the world, to find and pursue our passions, and to leave a legacy. William Shakespeare once said, "Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them." In life, we can't always count on being born great or having greatness thrust upon us. But always remember that the opportunity to achieve greatness is within our grasp. Keep in mind that many of our social and political leaders and heroes started their lives as average people. Despite the failures and mistakes we will make, and although we may be average, we can achieve greatness, whether recognized by the world or just a few. If there's anything that you take on from today, remember that to leave a legacy and to achieve greatness is not to get money and recognition. It's to leave those with whom you cross paths with a little more happiness and hope. Our time together as a senior class will not be remembered by grades, popularity, likes, or favorites, but by our relationships and the kind of person we were. These are the legacies and memories, the kind we must leave and also create throughout our lives. Before I leave this stage so that my classmate Sebastian de Gaulier, class president, can talk to you, I would like to say to all my classmates that as you move on to your adult lives, remember to follow your passion, stay true to yourself, and never follow someone else's path. Unless you're in the woods, and you're lost, and you see a path, then by all means you should follow that. Lastly, don't waste your time on jealousy. Sometimes you're ahead, sometimes you're behind. The race is long, and in the end, it's only yourself. Class of 2022, it has been a splendid 4 years with you. I wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Would the parents of Genesis, Omar Cosme and Veronica Soto, please stand to be recognized?
¿Podrán los padres de Génesis, Omar Cosme y Verónica Soto, por favor, ponerse de pie para ser reconocidos? En este momento voy a introducir a la directora de la escuela secundaria, la señora Farwell.
It is now my honor to introduce the woman who has helped lead you through your senior year. Miss Farwell has spent over 27 years in the field of education. She at one time was a math teacher at Dunkirk Middle School, left the district for a while, and then we were lucky to get her back as an administrator, returning once again to DMS before transitioning to the secondary building this year. She put in the same amount of time, effort, and dedication into making today's ceremony special as she does in everything else she does for our students. Ladies and gentlemen, your secondary principal, Ms. Rebecca Farwell.
Good morning, graduates. These last few weeks have been filled with many celebrations that have led up to this big day. Many of you come to talk to me about some fears that you've had recently. Some of those fears are about not passing exams to graduate, afraid of not knowing what the future holds, or simply just being afraid to graduate. Those are normal feelings that come along with change or when you're about to embark on a new adventure. I still have those feelings as an adult. The last week of exams, I said to a student who was super stressed out before his final math exam that God gave you talents. Use those talents, and all will be fine. I firmly believe that each and every one of you has what it takes to fulfill your goals and dreams. George Lucas, the writer and director of Star Wars, has said, everybody has talent. It's just a matter of moving around until you've discovered it. In this next chapter of your journey, you will move around and try all sorts of new and different things. That is what you're supposed to do until you discover what fulfills you each day. Basketball star Larry Bird said, "A winner is someone who recognizes his God-given talents, works his tail off to develop them into skills, and uses these skills to accomplish his goals." Life will not always be easy, but use your gifts and work hard to develop them so that you may find joy and passion in your life's work. To the class of 2022, when you question where you're going or what you are doing, remember what these men have said. And of course, I also have one last piece of advice that I'd like to give you that I hope you all will remember. Your family has laid the foundation for you to be successful in life. Dunkirk has given you the foundation of your education to prepare you in life. God has given you gifts so that you can take these foundational pieces and build your life. Now be the amazing people that I know you all are and do great things with the gifts and talents that you possess. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Each year, the Dunkirk Teachers Association awards a senior who will be entering the field of education.
Cada año, la Asociación de Maestros de Dunkirk le da una beca a un estudiante que va a entrar en el área de educación. Y a continuación, la presentación.
This year's award winner will be attending Finger Lakes Community College this fall, where he will play baseball and prepare to become a physical education teacher. As his PE teacher, I would like to think that I inspired him to enter this field, but knowing this student, he would have a wise guy comment about that, so I'll just present the award and not let him speak. On behalf of the DTA, I proudly present the 2022 Dunkirk Teachers Association Scholarship Award to Alex Ahlstrom.
En este momento se introducirá al presidente de la clase graduanda.
Our next speaker is someone who I have had the pleasure of knowing both in and out of school as a neighbor for several years now. He is funny, smart, athletic, and caring. I would like to say he's a gentle giant, but he almost knocked me out in an intense game of Omnikin ball last year. He will be attending Utica College, where he will be playing football and studying sports management. Please welcome the class of 2022 Student Council President, Sebastian DeGolier.
You got it? Thank you, Mr. Green, for adjusting the mic. I know you never hit your last growth spurt, so I needed it a little higher because you're not quite up there with me yet. I would like to say welcome everyone in attendance to this graduation and celebration of our class. Traditionally, the president's speech isn't personal. It is a letter to the class. Within my speech, I won't be personal about myself because personally, the speech isn't about me. There are just a few things I would like to say, though. Thank you, Mom, Dad, and all the family that has been by my side through this whole journey. Without you guys, I would not be here giving this speech today. I never really had dreams or aspirations of becoming class president. When I was walking into high school freshman year, I never thought I would be class president on the stage today. Then I went to my sister's graduation in 2019. Watching their class president give his speech motivated me to be here today to give my speech. That motivation may have fell short in 10th grade, and I didn't run for class council, but then in 11th grade, I ran for vice president to be side by side with my good friend, Jimmy Hooten, which many of you may remember. I then stepped up one more time and became president in the beginning of the school year. My 14-year-old self would not be happier to see where I am now and see me giving this speech today. With that out of the way, I would like to now address the class. First, I want to say thank you to you guys for putting your trust in me to lead you through this crazy, hectic senior year. I appreciate all of your support through our highs and lows this year. And with that being said, I am so proud of every single one of you sitting in front of me for being able to work your way to being here today to graduate with all of us. We weren't all together in the same building until 2015 when most of us moved up to the middle school. The excitement of asking your friends what teacher they had in elementary school changed to the excitement of asking your friends if they're on Team A or Team B. This would continue through all of middle school where we finally got to first meet and experience each other. We would go on meeting new people, making new friends, and making great new memories for the rest of our time at the middle school. 3 years after we got introduced to this new environment, we had to do it all over again when we got moved up to the high school. My NCCS kids, don't think I forgot about you. For many of us, this was our first time meeting you guys, and for many of you, this was your first time in public school. Our freshman year, we were all introduced to something new, a new environment, new people, new classes, new topics, and a new school style overall. But we got through it, we adjusted, and we learned this new system. Sophomore year is going to be a rough year to talk about. Now, in the beginning, everything started normal. We all had moved up in the high school social class, and we were becoming more comfortable with the school and with each other. Coming off of Christmas break, we would start one of the most, if not the most, wild years of schooling we'll ever experience. January seemed like a normal month, but as we got into February, talks of this new virus began to spread like wildfire. Not only did talks of COVID-19 spread like wildfire, the virus itself spread like wildfire. COVID did not take over the U.S. quite yet, though. That wasn't until March. Many people, including myself, would be firm and set on the idea that even though it reached the U.S., it wouldn't reach our small city of Dunkirk. And boy, was I wrong. COVID would reach Dunkirk, and it started with spring sports being shut down. Then, March 15th, 2020, we all found out it would turn from sports being shut down to school being shut down. Originally, school would be shut down for 2 weeks. We all came back to receive our packets filled with homework to last us those 2 weeks. Well, surprise, surprise, 2 weeks turned into 2 months. The 2 months would turn into the rest of the school year. Now, we're getting education at home from behind a screen. This was a very confusing time for everyone, and nobody saw the end of it. Nobody was sure on how Zoom, Google Meet, or Google Classroom really worked until now. Most people didn't even know what Zoom was until we went remote. The regents were canceled, and we were all passed through. Thank God, because I wasn't passing the chemistry regents. We moved on to summer, one of the most boring summers of all time since everything was closed and we all had to stay inside. A lot of us grew distance with each other, our teachers, and with school all together due to the pandemic. We'll move into our junior year, which is arguably even more confusing than our sophomore year. Many questions were asked. So are we going into school or not? Did they add structure to our school day? Are all of my classes on Zoom? Do I actually have to show up to them? We may have taken our first quarter full remote, but then we were introduced to hybrid learning. We would come into school 2 days a week, masked up like we've never been before, and 6 feet away from everyone like our life depended on it. Some people opted out to this and stuck to being full remote. It was a rough and crazy year. How unfortunate was it that the hardest and arguably most important year of all of high school would be during a time like this? Even after our junior year ended, we weren't sure what would happen for this year. Are we going to be hybrid again? Are we going to have to go full remote? Will we have the option? Are we going to have to wear masks? Our questions would be answered, and next thing you know, we would be walking up to the school in September for the first day of our senior year. It's also a confusing time when we walked into our first day of senior year without class advisors. We walked into the first day without having done chalk in the front of the school, without wearing senior shirts, and with no clue how the year would go. We'd also have to experience screaming middle schoolers roaming our hallway, different bell schedules, and last but certainly not least, the devious lick challenge, where we had students trying to steal anything from lunch trays to soap dispensers. From there, we would create more memories with some lifetime friends. Our senior year would get packed with sporting events, the tubing trip, our field day that really turned into a water fight instead of anything else, then the senior trip. People always say high school is going to fly by, and I know a lot of us denied it, but it did fly by. Who could forget their first time hearing Mr. Van Dett shouting, "It's an A day today," in middle school, or their first time seeing Caden in a trash can with Andre pushing him through the halls. Some may never forget hearing Sierra gossiping in their class for the first time 30 minutes nonstop. Hopefully nobody will ever forget the endless laughs Mrs. Cooper and Mrs. Burkhold gave us, whether it was during class or after school. And I really hope nobody ever forgets Josiah's pantry of a locker. Like, seriously, I don't know where he got all that food from. High school flied by. All of school flied by. It seems like just yesterday we were walking to the high school for the first day of our senior year, and now we're all on the biggest stage of high school and graduating. For the rest of our lives, when we talk about high school, we'll not be able to talk about it without talking about COVID. Because of COVID, we're faced with a new challenge harder than a new learning system. We're all faced with adversity. With us now being faced with adversity due to COVID, we're faced with two options: hide from adversity and become victims of it, or we could work hard to be here and still graduate. Since we're all here today, I can happily say that we're not victims of adversity, but victors of adversity. Now, I would like to thank the school board members and our superintendent, Mr. Mansfield, for supporting us over all these years. Mrs. Farwell, Mr. Tordone, and Mr. Hernandez for stepping up and filling in on a rough year where people were unsure of how it would go. Miss Wiz and Miss Borland for really stepping in last second as advisors and doing a lot of catching up to give us the best senior year possible with our circumstances. I would also like to thank every teacher who has been by our side for these past 13 years. Last, and once again certainly not least, I would like to thank Paula and Bo Pasifaro, the Dunkirk Police Department, the Northern Chautauqua Conservation Club, Refresco, Jim's Cleaners, the Kosciuszko Club, the DTA, the Minushko Club, the Gymnastics Society, the Don Bukowski Club, and our mayor, Willie Rosas, for their donations to the class, which helped fund field trips, putting our signs on the fence, our class dinner, and countless other things to make our senior year great. I would like to share a quote that was shared by someone very important to me. The quote is short and sweet, but it reads, "This is just a chapter, not the whole book." As we graduate today, we end a chapter in our book. The Dunkirk class of 2022 has had a wild chapter, but we've defied the odds, beat a pandemic, and graduated on time still. To all my seniors, classmates, and friends in front of me, I would like to say that I know you will all be great and do great things in the future. No matter what route you take or where the road goes for you, I know you will be great. I know your next chapter and even the rest of your book will be great. If a pandemic can't beat us, nothing can. Thank you all for these last 4 years, and thank you to everyone here today for your time and listening. The class of 2022, we did it. Thank you. I'm taking this shit with me.
Would the parents of Sebastian, Jason, and Amanda DeGolier please stand and be recognized?
¿Podrán los padres de Sebastian, Jason y Amanda DeGolier, por favor, ponerse de pie para ser reconocidos?
And now the moment we have all been waiting for.
Y ahora el momento que todos hemos estado esperando.
I would like to invite class advisors Ms. Charmaine Moreland and Ms. Stephanie Wisniewski
Quisiera invitar a las consejeras de la clase graduanda, señora Charmaine Moreland y señora Stephanie Wisniewski,
to the podium to read off the names.
al podio para leer los nombres.
As our Board of Education President, Mr. Kenneth Kozlowski, presents our graduates with their diplomas.
Y el presidente del comité, el señor Kenneth Kozlowski, del comité ejecutivo, presentar a los graduados con sus diplomas.
Genesis Cosme. Come up here, Miriam. Because we can't hear your mic. I got Natalie. You got the next one. Natalie Norton.
Zinnia Zazorik. Bryson Travis. Oh, yeah. She's going to do yours.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Jarianis Vasquez.
Madison DeSalle. Satorsky.
Heather Olrog. Caitlin Howard.
Do you want her to say Delilah?
Okay. Are you saying Delilah? Delilah Gonzalez.
I'll do Kenzie.
Kenzie Genthner.
So now it should just be this list. Except, no, this list. You gotta really follow.
Erica Acevedo. Congratulations, Kenzie.
Kenneth Acosta.
Alexander Ostrom.
Jose Albino.
Clayton Bidas.
Jimmy Bautista.
So she's gonna do Alejandro.
Yeah.
I'll do this one.
Keep your finger like that.
I am.
No.
Alejandro Bautista Sanchez.
James Beeler.
Galen Benware.
Jocelyn Bowers.
Reginald Brent.
Jonea Brooks. Congratulations, Reggie.
Timothy Brown.
Samantha Burgos. Congratulations.
Ann Campbell.
Noel Caraballo.
That's not Noel. Is that Carson? He's not here.
Charles Carlson.
Olivia Carmona.
Marcel Carter.
Emilia Casey.
Congratulations. Nikolai Chavez. Congratulations.
Summer Clark.
Congratulations.
Haley Clutter.
Is this girl here?
Yes.
Colón Rivera. Suheliet Colón Rivera.
Ashley Cooper.
Joshua Cooper.
Oh, she already went.
Alexis Davis.
Sebastian DeGolier. Javier De Jesus.
I knew someone would do it.
Julio De Leon III.
Madison's a top done.
You guys are doing a good pace right now.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you, boss.
Should we pause?
Cecilia Donisi.
Kenneth Dorman.
Madison Elman.
Congratulations.
Angel Esmeralda.
Joan Fernandez. Maria Angelique Figueroa.
I don't know because I can't tell Gilmore to send me a picture.
Hi, congratulations.
Gianni Fred.
I'll say Emily. Is that okay?
Yeah. And Zappy.
Tatiana Garcia.
Where we at?
Emily Gardner.
Emily Gardner.
He already went. Did we
He's not
say
here.
Joseph?
He's not
Is he
here.
Delilah
Should we
already
say it?
went.
We should probably say it too.
Okay.
Joseph Gifford.
Delilah already went, so we're on Felix.
Felix Gonzalez. Oh, I thought he fell.
Me too.
Alex Granada.
You can do Connor too.
Okay.
Connor Gunther.
Michael Cagino.
Jordan Hildebrand.
Nora Hudson.
Melvin Jimenez.
Zachariah King. We gotta wait for.
She's right here. Go on.
Okay. Yeah. Scott Krasinski.
Connor Lane.
Claudia. Could Claudia Sabaki come up? Jack Lansky.
Jordan LaSalle.
Get him too. I always mess it up. Congratulations.
Caden Leader.
Matthew Levan.
Elishua. Elishua Lopez.
Elijah, he go by. Kenneth Lugo.
Adrian Maisonet Rivera. Felicidades. Juniel Marero Rodríguez. Katiria Martinez.
You want to say this one or you want me to?
She got it.
She's not doing it.
Angel Medina, go ahead.
Angel Medina Grau.
I'll have Melissa come up.
Felicidades, mi amor.
Andre Mendez.
She's right here. She's right here. She's coming.
You want me to come now, Melissa? And Miss Melissa LaFell come to the podium. Tula Mastretta.
Adrian Montavo.
Joshua Montes. Julian Montes.
Elijah Morales.
George Morales.
Hentis Morales Ortiz. Carlos Morales Torres.
Dominic Morris.
Nicholas Morrisroe.
Paige Mullen.
Echaris S. Lopez. Jaxiel Orsini. Echa Osorio Rivera. Chamalady Pacheco.
Madison Pagan. Nathan Pokolsky. Daniel Paredes. Jackson Pensick. Sierra Perpilia.
Jacob Pearl.
Aaliyah Ramos.
Brandy Redknapp.
Samantha Rivas.
Nelson Robles. Volani Robles.
Jaden Rodriguez.
Jonathan Rodriguez.
Abdiel Rivera.
Christian Rosado.
Jeremiah Rosario.
Michael Sanchez.
Derrickson Santana Padilla.
McKenna Schulenberg.
Charles Scott.
Gia Scott.
Gwendolyn Skelly.
Alyssa Slimak.
McKenna Smith. Can Julie Smith come to the stage?
Michaela Smith.
Topanga Smith.
Tyrese Tyler Smith.
Edgar Jadriel Soto. Edgar Jael Soto. Lindianet Soto.
Savannah Steckman.
Amarian Tell. Jamari Terry.
Samuel Textador. Janae Thomas.
Nicholas Thompson. Christopher Torres.
Sierra Torres.
Marie Torres Vega. Genesis Vasquez Gonzalez.
Sean Vetter.
Matthew Weaver.
Christina White. Ryan Wills.
Ashton Witkowski. Angelo Zappi.
Kiara Sayas de Jesus.
And Steven Zentz.
En este momento vamos a cambiar la borla del birete.
A long-standing tradition here at Dunkirk High School is to have the Spirit of DHS award winners come up to the stage to join Ms. Farwell to lead our graduates in turning of the tassels. This year's winners are two gentlemen who have been best friends for a long time. They have been strong leaders in the student council and great athletes on the football and baseball field. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your Spirit of DHS award winners, Alex Alstrom and Nick Zatorsky.
Graduates, please rise. Superintendent Mansfield. It is my pleasure and honor to present to you
Es mi honor y placer presentarle a usted
the June graduates of 2022.
los graduandos 22.
I hereby certify
Certifico
that these students have completed
que estos estudiantes han completado
all academic requirements
todos los requisitos académicos establecidos
established by the Dunkirk City School District
por el distrito de las escuelas de Dunkirk
and the New York State Board of Education.
y el Comité Educativo del Estado de Nueva York.
Each student has earned their Regents diploma.
Cada diploma de regentes.
Good morning, friends, family, and fellow graduates. We all assumed this day would come eventually, but as we learned in Miss Corbett's English class, you know what they say about assuming. On behalf of the class of 2022, we would like to thank all those who have supported us through our journey. This would not be possible without them, and in no particular order, we would like to thank the Dunkirk faculty, staff, community members, and the families of each graduate able to join us today.
We have all learned priceless lessons and values that we will apply to the rest of our lives. This school has showed us that anyone can succeed in this world. Clearly, if Steve Wright has a job. Once again, thank you to everyone here, and congratulations to the class of 2022. It is now time to turn your tassel.
You guys can be seated.
Se pueden sentar.
Today's closing remarks come from a gentleman who at one time walked the halls of Dunkirk High School as a student. He went on to become a teacher and then an administrator. This year, he proudly returned to his alma mater to take on the role of high school principal. He is extremely proud to call himself a marauder and work to instill the values of having pride in your school. We are lucky to have someone who is emotionally invested in our school and community leading our students. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your high school principal, Mr. Joshua Tadone.
It has been an honor to work with each graduate this school year. As a former DHS graduate, I know how special today is to you and your families. The opportunity to provide the closing remarks is very special to me, and want to leave each graduate with a few pieces of life advice from me as a principal and also me as a father. When I first addressed your class outside in September, we discussed how fast the school year would go by, to embrace every memory and moment, and how special getting together as a full class is. At that time, I had 0 gray hair. I will give the class of 2022 credit for my now almost full head of gray. Professionalism will never go out of style. When you maintain a professional attitude with sincerity and enthusiasm, people will take notice, and this will cause unbelievable opportunities to come your way. Take the extra effort at work. Try to impress at every job interview. Dress your best. Have a firm handshake. Let your professional dress, speech, and attitude make you stand out in a crowd. Collaboration and your ability to work with others will help you succeed in every aspect of your life. Coming together is a beginning, staying together is a process, and working together is success. Keep an open mind of others, their opinions. There are many ways to solve a problem. Sometimes the best solution is an idea that is not your own. Always keep an open mind. Acceptance of others is acceptance of yourself. Embrace the diversity and acceptance of others you have experienced at Dunkirk. The world is a diverse place, and the unique experiences from other cultures keeps life interesting and keeps us learning. Your family will always be by your side. The strength of a family, like the strength of an army, lies in its loyalty to each other. Celebrate this accomplishment with your family today. Their support helped guide you here. Lean on them when times are tough, and find the time to stay close with them, no matter how busy your life gets. Last but not least, kindness will never go out of style. The words we use, the kindness we show each other, will spread positivity to all of those around us. My last challenge to all of you is to take every opportunity you can to spread kindness and respect to others. This will always be your school. Be proud to say you are a Dunkirk graduate. Marauder pride is for life. I am proud of each of you. Now it is your turn to go and make your own mark in the world. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Sebastian de Gaulier regresará a la tarima para hacer la tradición de tirar el birete.
All right, I know it's hot, but we have one more item of business to take care of before we end with our recessional march. Sebastian de Gaulier, would you return to the stage to lead the traditional tossing of the cap, please? Do you need the mic? Okay.
Everyone ready? 3, 2, 1.
At this time, we ask that all parents stay in the bleachers until the last graduate has passed the bell. Thank you and congratulations to our graduates.
Gracias.
Thanks everyone for watching. We're gonna shut down the feed. Please share the video.